All right. I've promised myself this will be the shortest sermon I've ever given. We'll see. All right, so we're in the middle of this sermon series about how to know God. How to be in a relationship with God is how we know God, and we know that to know God isn't a feeling. God isn't just a feeling, and God isn't a formula. He's not a recipe that you do. You follow these number of steps, and all of a sudden, boom, God knows whatever you want. We also know that to be in a relationship with God, we have to turn towards God. Not our own ways, but God's ways. Seek His guidance and listen. And listening, we talked last week, were a lot of the different things, and all of those things that we talked about are church. All of those things that we're supposed to do to get in a relationship with God is church, which is a beautiful thing because today is the birth of the church. This thing that God has given humanity to go through time so that we might be in a relationship with Him. Because if we're in a relationship with Him, then we know God. Then we know how to have the best life now, and we know how to have the better life, the life that we can't even imagine forever yet to come. The problem is that we don't go God's way. We end up going our own way. And when we go our own way, that is the very definition of sin. That is the definition of sin. Instead of going God's way, I go my way. That's sin. And that breaks the relationship. Can't be in a relationship with somebody that you're not with. So God said, hey, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to send you all kinds of things to let you know when you're getting off track. So He started with Moses, and He gives the 10 Commandments. And then we've got these kind of laws that we can follow. So, hey, you know what? Do these things, and that doesn't break the relationship. And then we got more, and we got more, and we got more laws. 613 of them. I give a brownie to anybody who can do that off the top of their head. Just mention those right now off the top of their head. No, not me either. Let's be honest. So then what? So we got all these laws, but the problem is people started following them so that they could be holy. Well, what does that do? That makes us focus on us. It's no longer a relationship with me and God. It's a focus of me. It's like being in a relationship with somebody, like you're on a road trip, let's say, and you're driving down the highway. You don't want to be in a relationship with the highway patrol. That's the relationship that we found ourselves with God, though, when we had just the laws. That's not a good relationship. So God said, no, I want a loving relationship. I got it. I will come. I will come down. I will send my Son so that they can see what love is, so they can know what love is. I'm going to die on that cross for them. I'm going to go all the way to the cross. They can't deny that. That's how much I love them. And then, so that they know that I am God, I will come back. Because I have the power of life and death. And Jesus came and He told us, and he died and He came back, and when He was about to leave, He said, go, this is Matthew, go, baptize all of them, all the nations, in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit, and teach them to obey everything that I have commanded you. Right? To obey God's commandments is to be in a relationship with God. And remember, says Jesus, I am with you always to the end of the age. So Jesus left. He was ascended into heaven. How is it that God is with us still? It's the Holy Spirit. It's today. It's the church. Church is the name of the relationship we have with God. When a man and a woman are in a relationship together for life, we call that marriage. When a boss and an employee are in a relationship, we call that work. When a judge and a defendant are in a relationship, we call that court. Church is the relationship between God and His people. Church isn't a choice, it's a way of life. It's a relationship. And we know that it's the best. The best part of life is the church, and the best part of the church is God and the salvation. The worst part about the church is the people. Let's be honest. Every problem that's ever happened in any church ever throughout all of time wasn't with God. It was with you and I and all of the rest of us. We are the worst part about church, which is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Because church is rehab for sinners. This isn't a country club for saints, y'all. Look around. None of us here are perfect. If you're perfect and you're holy, clap your hands. All right, good, okay. Because what happens in this building is not a whole bunch of perfect people getting together. It's just a whole bunch of people getting together with God, which means there's going to be people in this church you don't like. If you're a Republican, I guarantee you there's Democrats. If you're Democrats, I know there are Republicans. You're not going to like everybody in this church. You're going to have problems with the way they think, the way they act. It's going to be a thing because we're people and we sin. And the reason that we're in this building doing this thing called church is because what unites us is bigger than what divides us. Now, all y'all who are new members, who are going to be coming in, I have tried to tell you, and I will continue to tell you, and y'all need to hear me right now, this isn't some fluffy thing. Somebody in this church will fail you. It is likely that I will fail you. Because I'm a man. I'm just a dude. I'm trying to do my best, but you know what's going to happen? It won't be good enough. I will sin, and that might end up on your head. And then you're going to get mad at me. I hope you can forgive me. Which is how we stay in relationship with each other. Because we're not coming to church for the preacher. We're not coming to church for the music. We're not coming to church for the beer, although maybe today. But otherwise, we're not here for the fellowship. We're here for the Jesus, for the forgiveness that He gives us. We're here for the God who is not passive but active, sent His Holy Spirit into time so that He might work in us, with us, through us as the church throughout all of time. And God is active. And if you want proof, pay attention to the parade that's about to begin. I invite all those who are baptized to come up.